Okay, one thing about me is I love a good hard cover book. Let's go through some of my special edition. This will probably be a 3-part series because there's no way in heck I'm going to ever make it through this many books in one video, because my obsession with buying hardcover limited edition books is real. I will save up all the money I have to buy it in hardcover. If the book is available in a hardcover, I'm buying it in a hardcover. If it is not, I sigh a little internally and then I say, do I really love this book? And if I really love the book, then I'll buy it in a paperback. And that's why I do still have a ton of paperback books. But the second I find out that a hardcover or a limited edition has been made, I will buy that if funds are available, because at this point the Lord series would have made me broke, because Chantel has like so many different special editions, and every single time I'm like, I can't breathe, I need it, but I cannot. Rena Kent too. She is a huge part of my library, and we're going to go through some of her books today as well. And she's actually taking me for a ride, because I bought her special edition of the Legacy of God series. They're not here yet. They should be here in a couple weeks. $500 I spent on 6 of the books. I thought that was a great deal because they are signed, extra letters at the end of the book, foiled edges, hardcover. They look like a fairy tale cover. I'm obsessed with them. Some people did not agree. Some people were like, oh my gosh, these are too expensive. Fair. Like, if you think that's too expensive, you're validated in your opinion. However, breaking it down, I thought it was a fair price, honestly. And she didn't have to do that. She did not. They were made specifically for her. And she only gave it to us as like a limited time offer. And I ate that up. So once those books come in, I will give you a detailed video on them. But for now, we're going to go through what I have. Okay, in order to make this video a little bit organized, we are going to go through the Legacy of God series and the Lord series books that I have. Legacy of Gods is going to be from Rena Kent. They are books, I don't know, 28 through 35. I don't know. Again, I made that up. But they are the last books in her series that she has that follows an entire world. So basically, Rena's world is like 3 parts, and that's why it's so many books. You have the kids in London. They're in school. They get together, whatever. They have their books. Then you have like more of the mafia style kids in America, and they have their books. And then a lot of them come together, and their children end up going to college together. And that's the second generation, which is the Legacy of God series. So obviously, these are the children's books. Now, here's my thing. Everyone says to read these books in order. And I agree that that is probably how it should be. But there are different, like if you go on Rena's website, she has different reading orders depending on like, here's the OG reading order. If you want to switch it up, you could do it in this order. You could do that, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I started with the Legacy of Gods, which is God of Malice is the very first book, and we're going to show it. This is my special edition hardcover book of God of Malice. You see that it's got the mask. It's got like this beautiful red, like it's got the columns in the back. Beautiful, like absolutely beautiful. I'll show you the back. Okay, beautiful book, beautiful hardcover. I don't think they even make the paperbacks in this cover anymore. And I think for a while that it wasn't the mask in the middle. I think there is a different cover. I can see if I can find it. It kind of looked like this. If I can't find it, then I won't include this clip, but it kind of looked like this. Since then, Rena has gotten rid of these covers in general, not just the hardcover, but I mean like as the paper covers, and now they look more like this. So this is more what's available on the market right now. Obviously, there's still more like special editions that you could buy, but every time I look them up, they're like crazy expensive. But a lot of them will have like an overlay inside, and that's really pretty. Anyway, this is the first book of the Legacy of God series. Now, these books, you're going to get like towards like the last, I don't know, quarter of the book, a chapter from their parents. So when you read it, you don't know who the parents are. And that's how I started. So I'm smart enough to understand like, hey, the person getting a chapter has a book. I just didn't know who they were at the time. And so everyone says like, if you don't read it in order, like their chapters aren't going to make sense, or like learning their children isn't going to make sense. Like you're just not going to get the full effect. I'm going to counter that argument by saying, by reading the children's books first, I then went to read the parents, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is Killian's dad, or this is Glendon's mom. Like it started to be like, I see where they get their crazy from in the opposite way. So don't let anyone bully you into not doing what you want to do. Do it whatever way you want. But here's God of Malice, and I have God of Pain. Beautiful. Each of them have their own colors. So like the God of Pain is purple, and her nickname in God of Pain is Little Purple. Not necessarily my favorite nickname. I don't necessarily love like that, but the cover is really pretty. Here's the back of the book. The side of the book, the princess is taken by the God of Pain. So basically it follows like a mafia princess, and then Creighton is the guy. He's very like secluded, very quiet, while Annika is very chatty, and she's the princess, and he's more like he loves to inflict pain. So what's the word for that? A sadist. He's a sadist for sure, and they kind of learn how to do that together, and then she shoots him. So what a time. So that was purple. This one's red because Killian's favorite color is red. Okay, then we have the God of Wrath book. Okay, here you go. This one's orange. You see the heart and the chain. And then here's the back of the book and the side of the book. So this one says, I'm trapped by the devil. This one follows Jeremy. He's like a leader of the mafia. He's not like going to be the main leader, but he's the leader of the house for the Heathens, which is the Americans. Like they're all in London for these, but the American kids have their own like little club, little gang. They're called the Heathens. And Jeremy's kind of the leader of that. And then he ends up liking Cecily. So he stalks her and follows her. And like, she really likes to be chased through the woods, and definitely different kinks in this one. But my God, reading through this ended up being my favorite one before I got to God of Fury. I'm obsessed with Jeremy. He's awesome. Then we have God of Ruin. This one's blue. So this is Lan's book. It's blue because Mia loves blue ribbons in her hair. So you'll see like the blue ribbons, so pretty. And then Lan is an artist. He likes to make sculptures. So you see like a beautiful sculpture there. It's really like for Lan and Mia together. And then here's the back of the book, and here's the side of the book. This one says, he'll ruin me, I'll destroy him. Lan and Mia meeting. First of all, I don't like Lan, okay? I don't like him. I ended up liking him better in God of Fury, which is Bran's book, his twin brother. But I don't like Lan. He's kind of a dick. He starts drama with everybody. And like, that could be really good. But like, I just feel like in his book, he still wasn't like, he didn't grovel enough. He was mean to Mia. He called her mute when he first met her. But whatever. Is what it is. The book is still very pretty. Then we have God of Fury, which is yellow. And we have the lotus flower because that's what Nico calls Bran. Like, so beautiful. Oh my gosh. My hair got in there. Sorry, guys. And then here's the back of the book. And here's the side. So this one says, I'm taken by a beautiful nightmare. I love this story. This story's so good. This is Rena's first male-male romance. She did a fantastic job, in my opinion. I really enjoyed reading it. It had a lot of depth to it. Made me cry. It broke my heart. Yeah, it's basically Sunshine Golden Retriever, like mafia boy falls in love with the London boy that is very quiet, very demure, but he's got so many inner demons, and Nico loves him for the both of them. So cute. Then lastly, we have God of War, which is obviously pink because Ava is so pink girly pop, and then it's cello for her. Here's the back, and here's the side. This one says, the man I hate is my husband. Poor Ava. Poor Ava. Eli tricked her and manipulated her into getting married. This one is an amnesia trope. If you read all these other books, you're going to see that her and Eli kind of have this tiff going back and forth the whole book. Then all of a sudden, like, this book starts off and it's like machines beeping in her ear, and she just wakes up and she's like, what am I doing here? And it's like, oh, you've been married to Eli for 2 years. And it's like, what? I thought I was still in college. What happened? So the trope is like, I don't know. I think the trope is really good. I think it does very entertaining, beautiful. So I get asked where I get these covers a lot. Again, since Rena no longer has these covers necessarily available, I do not know if they still are like being sold or maybe currently like going out of stock. But to find these, I had to shop at 4 different places. Some of these are on Amazon. I think God of Ruin was available on Amazon. And I think when I purchased it, maybe God of Fury was on Amazon as well. I went to Books A Million, and I think that's where I got God of Malice. And then I went to Barnes & Noble, and I think that's where I got the other 3. Maybe now, or again, if they're still available, maybe now Books A Million would have them all, but I had to order them online. They were not available when I went in the store, only online. But this is the only series that I had trouble getting at one location. It was like piecemealing it together. And I'm like, and I bought them all at the same time. Like I bought them all of December of 2023, except for God of War, obviously. But yeah, that was a struggle. I'm excited to see like the limited editions come in by Rena. Like I said, once those come available, I will show you, and I'll show you more in depth because the insides are beautiful. There's like pictures and letters and stuff like that. So I'll really break those down. Her next book, Kissed by the Villain, I don't know. So it's Gareth's book. She was not going to write anymore in her like extended series. She was starting a whole new chapter of her life. And then she, boom, just dropped that she's making Gareth's book, which is Killian Carson's from the first book, God of Malice. That's his brother. And so this is also going to be a male-male romance. So this will be her second male-male romance, which again, I loved her first, so I'm very excited to read the second one. I don't know if the covers are going to look the same right now. Obviously, she's just having the black cover and says Kissed by the Villain, or however it is, and we're still waiting. I would love to see it match the set. I would love to see it as a green cover because Gareth is Green Mask, if you know what the Legacy of God series is. If you don't, the heathens like to put on masks and then they go out and do an initiation every year where they chase people through the woods. And a lot of these books, that's how the guys end up meeting their girl is, or guy, like Bran ended up showing to the heathens initiation. And that's always really cool. So we will see. I would love to see it match the rest of the set. With that said, I am a little sad because of the fact that I did order those like limited edition books. If Kissed by the Villain matches this set, then my limited edition books will no longer be complete, in my opinion. But who knows? Maybe she'll offer like an opportunity to buy that in the same thing. And if not, then c'est la vie, baby. Like, what else can you do? So that is the Legacy of God series. Absolutely love them. French Kiss. God damn. Moving on. Keep it in your pants. Okay. I ended up chatting way too much. This is a very long video. Okay, so we'll move on. Let's see if I can do this pretty quickly. So we have the Lord series by Chantal Tessier. So all of these books I bought on Amazon. All of them were available on Amazon. The hardcovers, they are beautiful. They match. They are a set. Here's the thing about the Lord series, though. It's almost like 3 different pieces in my head. They all live in the same world, but not the same way. So Sabotage is a little, like, tiny little novella, okay? Like, really pretty, but, like, to me, this is Lord series adjacent. This is going to be following Colt, and he is one of the 4 henchmen for Tyson Crawford. So Tyson Crawford is going to be the 3rd book. I'm in the Lord series, the main piece. So I read this after I read the Lord series and Carnage, and then I read this and I was like, oh, they're like connected. But so I see Riot, I see Tyson in this book, maybe even see Sin, but I would have never thought like, oh, I have to read this first. Like, if that makes sense. However, had I read this first before Tyson's book, when they showed up in Tyson's book, I would have been like, okay, I know the guys here now, because Cole is one of the 4 henchmen or 3 henchmen he has, and his best friends are also in that. So it's all of them together. Very good book. I'll tell you when I think you should read it if I could redo it. Okay. The second part is to me, like the Lord series, and these follow like actual regular lords. Again, it makes no sense until you actually get into it, but I'm doing my best. So the very first one is The Ritual. Okay. And so I have these in paperback with the models on it. I can grab one real quick to show you. Like, this is what I started off with. I have all of these covers as the models all the way through Carnage. But then I saw on Amazon that she had these beautiful hardback covers. Here's the side. Here's the back. Absolutely gorgeous. So I bought them all at the same time. It starts with The Ritual. Then we have The Sinner. Beautiful. Look at those chains. Obviously, Sin's got everyone tied up. Here's the back of it. And then here are the sides. So that's beautiful. So I would read those 2 books. Then that's when I would throw in Sabotage, because then after that, you're going to read The Sacrifice. And that is Tyson Crawford's book. So really beautiful as well. I really love the, like the font is really pretty. You got the sides. Here's the back. All of them say like the lady, the Lord, I vow, you vow, we vow. Very beautiful. And then the third group, in my opinion, is the Spade Brothers series. Now, the Spade Brothers are lords. However, they end up getting carved away from society, and they run basically what I would think of like the jail for the lords, because the lords are an underground society. Nobody is actually policing them except for the Spade Brothers. So they have this place that they live. It's called Carnage, and people go there to be basically tortured for the rest of their lives if they go against the Lord's oath. So you have a lot of people, either they get unalived or they get sent to Carnage, depending on like how severe what they did was. But anyway, so the first book for the Spade Brothers follows Saint and Carnage is the name of the first one. And these start to become white books. How pretty these are. Absolutely beautiful. I once belonged to a lord, Saint Beckham Carter, although nothing was holy about him. This is such a good book. And then the second one is Hayden's book, and this is Madness. So you got this beautiful cover, you have the side, and then you have the back that says, finally, my time had come to be assigned to a lord, not just any lord, but a Spade brother, Hayden Jameson Reeves. So that's going to follow his book. And then the next book I would believe is going to come out probably next year is Cashin's book. He is the last of the Spade brothers. So you have to read them in that order. Other than Sabotage, honestly, you can kind of read them whenever. Here's my thing. If you have not started the Lord series and you're willing to start it now, highly, highly recommend. I could say go in blind, but honestly, I could sit here for an hour and a half and tell you about it, and I will never even like scratch the surface. It is so intricate. Like there are so many moving pieces. I do not know how Chantel's brain works or keeps this together. I would love to see her like workspace, because she has to have like so many things keeping all this in track. Take notes, because holy cow, like I said, there's just so much going on that you're going to sit there and be like, how I'm in book 3. I recognize the same. How do I recognize the same? Oh my gosh, that's that lady from the first book that like blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You're going to throw your Kindle. You're going to throw the book. You're going to have to take a moment. Okay, fantastic. The audiobooks are really good too. I'm currently listening to Madness. It's very, very good. I've heard the rest of the audiobooks are good as well. So if that's something you kind of want to do, the books are thick. Like Madness is 800 pages. Like that's a lot. That's kind of like overwhelming. So if you want to try the audiobook instead, I highly recommend. But yeah, these are some of my hardcover limited editions. Just know that I have at least 28 more. So if you guys want a part 2 of this video, just let me know in the comments below, and I will gladly give you all the videos that you want. In the meantime, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future updates or videos. See you next time.